What's going on, guys? Welcome back to your Lake Fork guys. Sir Michael John.
Sir Michael John. I haven't been called Michael John in a long time.
Sir Michael John McFarland here. The royalty of Lake Fork. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Mike McFarland here. Full effect. What are we going to do today, Mike?
You know, man, we're just going to tell you guys how beautiful a shape Lake Fork is in right now.
It does look good.
Over the past few years, the recovery of vegetation is just amazing. The lake level, the maintained lake capacity has really changed things. Everything from great water content to volume of fish. I'm starting to see fish in places that a few years ago didn't have fish, farther up in the creeks, and so are the biologists. So,
yep.
Talking about the lake.
So what's happened today is me and Mike have gone out for just a couple hours this morning and just kind of scouted around. We've done more driving than we have fishing for sure. We've been looking around, inspecting for turnover conditions. We're going to give you an update on where the turnover is, what's happening with the lake, oxygen levels, turnover, thermocline. We're going to give you all those updates, and we're going to give you guys general conditions as far as what you can expect over the next few weeks, which is going to lead you right up to only the biggest tournament of the year. The Sealy Outdoors Big Bass Splash is coming here. By the time you see this video, it'll be here in like 2 weeks, I think. So it's coming up on us quick, and the lake is in good shape for it. There's going to be a lot of different ways to go about it. We're going to be kind of getting into fall, so we're about to break down everything you need to know about Lake Fork conditions leading up to the Big Bass Splash. Well, Mike, man, it's so good to have you back on the channel again. I know it's been a long time. Don't wait near as long until you come back again. How about that?
How about that? Well, as long as it ain't August, because if it's August, it's going to be, no matter what, August is 4 weeks long and we off.
Well, I'm hoping that you come back before August. It's September 2nd, my guy.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
So, yeah, me and Mike, like I said, man, we've been out scouting around this morning looking. First things first, let's talk about thermocline. Thermocline, to my eyes, is kind of done. I don't know that we had a big turnover. I said turnover. I meant turnover. Talk about turnover. I don't know that we had a big turnover. I'll be honest with you. I've had some trips earlier in August. I haven't been out the last couple weeks. It wasn't turning over then. I don't see any sign of turnover now. And the water temps are already down in like the 82 range. So I don't know. I think the turnover is just, what do you think? I mean, it's almost like it's not happening.
Well, it won't be.
Or not happening in a major way.
If there's no thermocline, there's nothing to turn over.
That's
so
right.
You have to remember that there has to be two separated water columns, which is separated by a thermocline, and the turnover is when they invert each other. The bottom comes to the top goes to the bottom. If there's no thermocline, there is no inversion, not really. And so we don't really have that this year. We had
some thermoclines. I think I know what happened. I think I figured it out. I think I know what happened. We did have some thermocline in July. June. But it was very deep. Like it was below 25 feet, like 27, 28 was where it started when I saw it. Now, here's what I think happened. My backwater fishing boat was in the back of the creek all summer, and I never saw
it.
Much of the thermocline. So when it did turn a little bit, I wasn't out here to see it because I was back there in the back of a creek fishing grass.
And a lot of it, the shallow bite was so good because it's so healthy. Jake Norman's kept his promise on not spraying.
Man.
I mean, this thing's fishing like a backwater pond on the whole lake, shallow all summer long. There were fish offshore. There were big fish offshore. But here's what
But the groups weren't as big.
No, not near as 50%.
Like the groups weren't, like the big schools didn't really show up like they normally do or like they have in the past.
Thermocline-wise, this was a year that took me back to studying a little bit. I had to go do some research and find the verbiage so that I could teach you a little more about a thermocline. A thermocline, an established thermocline, is usually about 18 inches wide. Okay, and the word that they actually use there, believe it or not, is called solidified. We did not achieve a solidified thermocline this year. You'll see that haze on the bottom be 3, 4, 5, 6 foot tall. Well, that actually is one of two things. It's either soot sinking from rain. If you see it building from the bottom, it'll build up from the bottom and then it'll solidify and you'll see that nice strong line that's about 16 to 18 inches. If we have a strong solidified thermocline, we have a huge turnover. We have very weak thermocline, we have very minimum turnover. That's what happened last year. Well, that's what happened this year.
It seems like sometimes it like out here, and this may very well be what happened this year. I've seen it in years past where you get thermocline and then you get like a rainstorm with a little bit of a cool front in July or whatever, and it makes it kind of turn over a little bit.
And I'm glad you said that.
And then it gets hot again, and the thermocline tries to start again,
Comes back.
and then it gets cold again. And so you get like 3 or 4 little mini turnovers that aren't really big enough to affect anything, and you never have one hard
That's
one.
exactly it. Now, here's the thing. The turnover, you can Google this, the turnover, a scientific verb turnover, actually happens when you and I don't even know it. It happens in less than 24 hours. It's just the simple inversion of the 2 water columns. One's broken, so Billy just hit it. Back in July, the 1st of July, we had a cold front, came through for an entire week. 80 degrees high, it rained. We broke that current thermocline, which was weak in the first place. And I remember running around mid-July and saw yellow bubbles in the main lake.
A little bit.
Okay, so the aftermath is what we all misconstrue as turnover. When we all of a sudden see the water look yucky, we see the yellow bubbles, we said lake's turning over. No. Scientifically, it's already turned over. What we're getting is all that debris that's coming off that bottom, and it's methane gases, and it actually takes away oxygen and becomes a low dissolved oxygen situation. We will not see that very much this year at all.
Not going to see it anymore because there's no more thermocline.
And there's no thermocline, there's no turnover, and we're full of vegetation to filter and clean it. So be excited.
Like we went down a long path to basically tell you guys for Sealy's, don't worry about turnover. It's done.
Be excited. Will you see some of it? Yes. And is there going to be some
after effect?
And here's the thing: if the next 2 weeks, we have some 100-degree days, you might get a little bit of it built back, but it's not lake wide and it's not destructive. Right. I've seen this whole lake be so fouled up that it's bad. You pull your boat out at the end of the day and it's just muck.
Well, and what it does when it turns over hard, it makes all these fish feel sick. Basically, they don't feel good. They can't breathe good. They don't feel good. They get very inactive for the most part. You have to go. For me, what I've always done in that situation, get way back in the creek where the turnover effects aren't as bad. You can catch them better back there than you can on the rest of the lake. Doesn't matter. Don't need to go into that. That's not happening. What is happening is what Mike keeps saying. A lot of vegetation in shallow water from one end of the lake to the other. Various kinds. I mean, there's everything from the gold standard hydrilla.
Yep.
There's coontail. There's some stink grass or something. I don't even know what it's called.
Sticky something.
And then there's hyacinth in places that's mad.
Pondweed.
You can catch them flipping hyacinth. You got pondweed. You got all the 50 different kinds of emergent vegetation. We have lily pads. We have some lily pad fields that are bigger than any I've ever seen on this lake right now.
And the lake's only 9 inches below full pool, so you got trees still overhanging in banks. It looks like mangroves of Florida.
Yeah. So we got a lot of shallow cover we have throughout the year. We're gonna have that for you guys here in a few weeks, no doubt. So a million different ways to catch them up shallow, especially with the time of year we're coming into. We were talking about today, it's not quite there yet this morning from what we're seeing, but we're like right on the cusp of where those little bait fish pile up in droves up shallow and start moving around. And when that happens, the bass of all sizes, from little to big, they all go in there and eat those little bait fish when that happens, and they tee off on them early in the fall. And then, like as the fall goes on, it's like the bait fish get bigger, and they tee off on bigger baits, and you fish bigger baits. So that's kind of a big deal to me is focusing on little baits when you're shallow, bigger baits when you're deep, when you're in this time of year where we're going to be right now. So that's kind of a forecast for you guys on how to catch them is, number one, cover a lot of water. Look for a lot of bait activity. When you see an overwhelming amount of bait activity, you're going to want to go through there with a fine-tooth comb with something replicating small bait.
And I'll tell you something cool. Billy taught me years back about the blue heron, white heron. I knew all about the blue heron, but I didn't know that they called the white one the white lyre. They call him the white lyre because he's on small bait most of the time, and you come to Lake Fork, you want big fish, well, the white lyre is going to fool you, except this time of year.
Yeah.
They're on small bait. It is the one time of year that you want to go fish the white lyre. So when you see that white egret on that bank, that might just be where you want to be.
Yeah. Well, and I like to look. There's so many of them. I like to make sure I look for more than one. Right. Like we want to see 5 or 6 of them on a stretch.
And I like to see them side by side where they don't fight. They're not fighting. If you put like 2 hot dogs here in front, Billy's gonna knock me out of the boat and eat both. If you put 10 hot dogs here, we can probably share the hot dogs. But I had to do 2. I mean, you eat 2 is that's not much.
No, I eat like 4 or 5.
4. See, so if there was 2, I'm definitely not getting any hot dogs. See. So we got to line it up. So there's like 15.
Did you just make a fat joke?
No.
I think you just made a fat joke.
It wasn't. I was trying to say, but happy herons, shoulder to shoulder, happy. I'm trying to make a funny.
You bring me 2 hot dogs and I will be a little happier. I will say that. So we got that going the right way.
I think you got my point. Find them birds when they're sharing the water. They're not worried about whole buzzards. They're not running off their other buddies' whole buzzards.
Mike, can I give a tutorial real quick?
Yeah.
We may make another video on this someday, but I want to give 30-second tutorial on how to be a professional level holder.
That's it. I want to.
You keep driving up the boats and you fish right next to them until you get to one that gets mad at you for doing it. That's where you fish.
And that's where you
Because if you drive up to a boat and you fish next to them and they don't get mad, they're not catching them good enough. Yeah. So just drive up to somebody gets mad at you. That's where you want to fish.
That's a professional hole buzzer right there.
That's it.
Absolutely. I do. As soon as you do get that guy that just looks up at you, can see the look on his face. Just power pull down right there.
That's
You're
it.
good.
Make sure you hit spot lock real loud, like turn your beeper up.
Lock in, turn your music on, and get to fishing.
That's it. That's how you do that.
Hey, it's a public lake, buddy. Public lake.
We are not responsible for any repercussions that happen by these behaviors. All right, I know there's going to be, like you said, there's going to be so many ways to catch. It's going
to be fun.
I think it's one of the unique things about this particular tournament, the time of year they hold it, the amount of people that fish it. The one reason that it works with so many people fishing it this time of year is the variety of ways you can catch them, because you can go way offshore to suspended fish on deep trees, which I know you love to do.
Yep.
You can go in between on little transition points that have 10 foot of water on the side and 2 foot of water on top.
Yep.
And there are little secondary points in pockets and creeks.
For sure.
There's a lot. So you can basically catch them in 3 different zones. You can catch them shallow, you can catch them mid, you can catch them deep.
I think that's a big statement you just said. It's why the Sealy Big Bass Splash has such a good showcase every year, and generally the Berkeley does not. The Berkeley's about 3 or 4 weeks later. By the time we get to Berkeley, there is not those fish in all 3 scenarios.
Yeah.
And so you don't have that wide open. You guys are going to have it wide open. I expect, my prediction is at least 10 overs in this deal for 3 days. And my guess is 5 of them are going to be over 10 pounds, which last year we didn't have any double-digit fish in any of the tournaments. This year, every single one of them, starting with Legends.
Yeah.
Starting with Mega Bass, Legends, Skeeter, they've all had double-digit fish. You watch what comes on this September. Big Bass Splash, there will be double digits. I say it takes an 11-pounder to win.
Mike, the last Big Bass tournament we had, because, I just can't help myself, and I have this huge ego.
I love it.
So I want to point this out. The last Big Bass tournament at Lake Fork this year, the gentleman that won it, do you know which guide they used to prepare for that tournament?
I do believe that it was something along the lines of your Lake Fork guide.
Let's go!
Right there.
Yeah, that's right. So
winning.
And had another guy turning over.
Yeah.
Same time.
2 overs, one of them won the whole thing.
So, really, listen, I've done a lot of pre-fishing trips and guys haven't caught overs. But I just say that to point out the fact that, yes, when we're giving you this information on these videos, this is absolutely free. You don't get a book trip. We don't ask nothing in return. If you want to book a guide trip, we would hope that you would consider us. If you don't, we wish you the best of luck. No heart. Like, we ain't mad at you. You guys don't owe us anything. We're just happy you're watching this video.
Yeah, real thankful.
But when you watch this information, understand that whether it's coming from Mike or myself, this is the type of information that can win these tournaments.
Absolutely.
It absolutely can.
100%. Always integrity, always in honesty. I just took August off, and I'm back, and I already have a post that guys saying, wow, how, in 1 month, boys sure missed this channel. And that's the locals around here that know how important it is.
We appreciate that.
Yep, and I do. I appreciate it. I share it. I want to throw it back at you. You got to share that your client won that. Doesn't that make you feel so good that you were able? They executed it. They caught the fish.
They caught it, yeah.
You were the leader. You were the the coach, whatever. It's kind of like a coach coaches a football.
Well, that's our
and
goal.
The quarterback wins the Super Bowl. That's
our goal. Like when you are, like, as a fishing guide, you are a coach essentially. Like you are for those guys that are tournament fishing and coming to you to prepare for a specific tournament, especially. But even guys that are just coming to you to learn something. You are a coach, and so when your player wins the championship, it's a good feeling.
And that's it. Someone would ask me, Mike, why do you do all this? Mike, why do you sit here and spell? Oh, that's just why, right there.
It's the kids' experiences. I think we both agree the kids' experiences are the best.
That's right.
The tournament victories are right behind that, and it's just a genuine success. I mean, that's why we do this, is for the success of others, while we're guides. So that's a huge part of it. I want to dial back into the tactics of this tournament a little bit, give a little more info on that. So shallow, I like little baits. Little shad replicating baits. When I get to mid-depth, I like finesse baits. I like small shaky heads and drop shots.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I go. Believe it or not,
7-inch power worm.
7-inch power. I go, a Texas rig with a little baby brush hog on it. That's kind of, or a drop. I do go drop shot. I fish a drop shot mid-depth, like that 6 or 8 down to 12-ish foot range. Secondary points that drop off quick to that. Love those type of transition areas, some of which you can find on the Fish Life app. Link below in the description. And then when I get out offshore, if I'm going to go do kind of, those, we talk a lot more in detail about that in another video that we're putting out. We both pick our number 1 bait for the tournament. So watch for that video. Make sure you see that video. That's a great video. A lot of in-depth information on my favorite bait for this tournament and your favorite bait for this tournament. You'll see that video as well. When I go out deep, I like what you talk about. Those fish are suspended in trees and stuff. So when you are fishing offshore, that is kind of a unique thing. A lot of the big fish you're going to see, it's not necessarily about the pond dam or the hump being right on the crest and the bottom related to that break line. They suspend in these big full trees out here. And man, when you're doing that, I like what you talk about with the big worm and the lightweight. I think if you can get a jerkbait to the right depth, that jerkbait is a key player on that. I think an Alabama rig can be an unbelievable way to catch those fish that suspend in those trees.
100%. And Mark Peck used to do it with a mag fluke and a
Drift
nail
that
weight.
fluke down,
And it was just that slow sitting in your
he
face.
was so good at that. He was so good at that.
Only one that I ever knew that could do that pace. And
in the wind.
In everything.
In the wind.
He used to say that if you're doing that right, you should make no more than 10 casts per hour.
That's insane.
I don't know how you do that. The timing of twitching and letting that bait.
Bro, I promise you, I tried that technique a lot. I never got it.
I tried it this summer again. I tried it this summer, and I find myself going back to the really light big worm. It's really achieving the same thing.
Yeah.
But
man, Mark was amazing with that fluke deal, and now everybody's pinging a minnow, and it's like Mark's been pinging the minnow back on the back deck a lot longer than y'all could ever imagine.
Mark's been pinging a minnow on fork for 20 years or more, and if you can imagine what he would be doing with live scope pinging.
If he was still around and he got into that live scope deal, he would probably be pretty deadly with his fluke rig on that.
Yeah, it would be really bad. It'd be devastating.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Man, that's a lot of good info. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got something from it. Hope it helps you. Hope you go make you some money, man.
Someone go catch a big one. Someone win an hour with an under, win an hour with an over. There's a lot to be paid out in this deal. There's a lot. It really is. So
worst case scenario, go have yourself a fun trip on Lake Fork and enjoy thoroughly getting your butt kicked by catching 6-pounders, because that happens on Lake Fork.
And that's the craziest thing. You'll go home at the end of the day and say, I had 25 pounds but couldn't cash a check.
Slot living. I caught 30 pounds. I got beat by 7 today. That's all right.
My first time here, I was sitting there waiting for breakfast, and I hear these guys behind me, and they are fussing. Man, they're irritated, and someone's saying 27, the number 27. We caught 27 junkfish. I hear junkfish. I'm from the West Coast and stuff. Junkfish to me is a carp, and so my wheels are turning.
Junkfish is 5-pounder.
These guys are pissed off because they caught 27 carp, and I'm wondering, that's odd. Bass fishermen, you catch a carp every now and then. How the hell did they catch 27 carp? So I turned around and I said, man, what were you guys doing catch 27 carp? And the guy said to me, the hell, carp, what the hell are you talking about? I said, I don't mean to eavesdrop, but I heard you guys talk about 27 junkfish. He said, them damn slot bass, son.
Yeah.
Listen, I've never in my entire life sat in a restaurant on one of the best bass fisheries in the world and heard two men pissed off and complaining about catching 27 bass in the 4 to 7 pound range. They weren't any good to them because they wanted the unders.
Yeah.
So they were mad about catching 30 pounds. Wow.
It's a weird dynamic out here.
World Lake Fork. That's what it is. World class Lake Fork. It's the only place.
Special place. Mike, you're a special guy.
You too, man. You're a
Appreciate
good friend.
You so much, brother.
Good people. Thank you guys for everything, and we look forward to seeing and hearing from some of you as this event goes down. Hopefully one of you win it, just like last time.
That'd be amazing. We'll see you next time right here on Your Lake Fork Guide.